supply and demand. If it is equal, you will start with the problem. Okay, all the methods you can do when it is balanced transportation problem. If it is not balanced, you have to make it balanced. Okay, so here we'll go on to one problem. See whether this is a different type of problem. So solve the transportation problem. Solve the transportation problem. And the problem is given like destination we have given. The destination are A, B, C, D. Values are 11, 20, 7 and 8. Don't unmute yourself.
ப்ரௌஸ் பண்ணிட்டுக்கிறாரு போல அப்போ எப்படி இருக்கான் பாருடா எப்படி இருக்கு பாருடா
21, 16, 20, 12, 8, 12, 18 and 9. And
Yes.
here they have given what, ma'am? The board is not visible. Now is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
So write it down. This is your given transportation problem and your supply and they have given. Demand is 30, 25, 35 and 40. Here it is 50, 40 and 70. So this is what is being given. So what you have to see is, you have to see first for your transportation problem, your supply and demand are equal. That will be your first step. So find out, you will take your supply to be summation A. So add this, what is the total you're getting? Put with your calculator and tell me. What is your summation A? And your summation B is your demand. You're getting? Tell me, what did you say?
Board, ma'am. Board not visible.
Yeah. Board is not visible means in my, otherwise I have put actually spotlight. Who is not able to see?
உங்க பேரை காமிக்கல மேம் எனக்கு ஸ்பாட்ல லேட்டா ஜாயின் பண்ணணும் காமிக்கல எனக்கு
Come late. You should come before itself. Disturbing them. Okay. And then again find out for your summation. Now you're able to see the border. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Whoever, yeah. 30 plus 25 plus 35 plus 40. Added. See what you get. 90. Now here if you see, your supply and demand are not equal. So your summation A is not equal to your summation B. When it is not equal, it is an unbalanced transportation problem. It's an unbalanced transportation problem. You write it. Now you have to make it balanced transportation problem. Okay? Now whatever you've got is your supply and demand, it is not equal. When it is not equal, it is an unbalanced transportation problem. So what you will do is, wherever it is unbalanced, there you will add one extra column or row to make it balanced. Zero column. Okay. You won't have any value for that. You will put it as 0, 0 column or 0 row and make it balanced. Okay. Now if you see summation A, you've got 160, whereas in summation B, we have got only 130. So if you add plus 30, that will also become 60. So now this demand is nothing but it is coming in your column side. Okay. Here, if you add another 30, it will become balanced. Okay, wow. Till here, have you all written it down? Here, you write it down. Till here, have you all written down? It is an unbalanced transportation problem. Now, I'm going to make it balanced. So, what I should do is, again, we will have to draw the tabular column and add an extra column because the demand only we are not able to get it balanced. We are getting only 130. So what we are doing is, what we will do is, we will add an extra column with 0, 0 column. Okay, we will add 0 column and we will put the value. Okay, put that plus 30. And this supply value will be the same because supply we don't have, it is actually 160. So we will keep that supply just like that. But since your demand value is lesser than that supply value, you have added an extra 0 column and put that 30 here. Now if you check your summation A and your summation B, it will be 160. Now if you add your summation B, that is also 160. It is a balanced transportation problem. After you make it balanced, then only you have to start with the problem. Before that, if you start the problem, the whole problem is wrong. In an unbalanced transportation problem, you can't solve the transportation problem and get your initial basic feasible solution. Only after making it balanced, you will start with the northwest corner rule, east first method, WAM method, row minima, column minima, anything. Okay, it has to satisfy your condition, that is your total supply must be equal to your total demand. After making it balanced, then you can continue with the problem. The same procedure. You understand when it is an unbalanced problem, how you'll have to make it to balanced problem. Okay. So if at all the supply was lesser, okay, then what is it is you will add an extra row. Okay, extra 0 row. You will add an extra 0 row and you will put the value which will make it balanced. Okay. So this is the way you make it balanced. After making it balanced, we'll have to do your method, northwest corner rule. Northwest corner rule, you know, isn't it? What is your northwest corner rule? You will take the first cell from the tabular column and see your supply and demand, whichever is your least value, you will allocate it here and then you will cross over. Do it. Your northwest corner method we will do. So write the question again. 11, 20, 7, 8 and 0. 21, 16, 20, 12, 0, 8, 12, 18, 9, 0. Okay, so this is your given question and write your supply and demand. Your supplies are 50, 40 and 70. Here it is 30, 25, 35, 40 and 30. So since it is northwest corner rule, you will start from the first cell. See your supply and demand. 30 you will allocate. This is taken from here. So this will become 20. Okay. So again go on to your first cell. So 20, see your least value. 20 is your least value. Allocate it. Cross over. And this will become 5. Okay. Next for 16. 16 is the first value, so 40 and 5, so 5 you will allocate. So we have taken it from here. So this now listen. So now here if you see here and here, your supply and your demand. Your supply and your demand are 35. Okay. You have supply and demand as 35. You will allocate 35 here. You have to cross over this side and this side. Okay, both the sides you have to allocate. Are you able to hear me? Yeah, did you? You're able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. So I will repeat that step again. See here, your supply and demand has got 35. Okay, both are 35. So you will allocate that 35 here and you will cross over both the sides. Many of them, what they will do, only one side they will do, they will cancel it out. Okay, only one side they will cancel out and the next side they will not cancel out. You will go wrong. You have to cross over both the sides. Okay, since we have taken it from here and here, you will cross over both the sides. Then you will do the leftover. So 9 and 0 is only there. So 70 and 40, you will allocate 40 here. This will get cancelled and this will become 30. And your last allocation is 30. Okay. So now here, if you see, when you count your rows and your columns and find out your number of allocation generally, what was your formula? Your number of allocation, the formula was m plus n minus 1. Okay, you have m rows. How many rows here you've got? 3 rows and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 columns minus 1. So how much you should have got? You should get 7 allocation. But if you count here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Only 6 allocations is there. Okay. Why 6 allocation is only there? Because 2 times here and here, you've got the same value. So 1 allocation got cut. Like this, if you're getting, this is called a degenerate basic feasible solution. Okay. If you're getting the number of allocation less than the value you should get, then that solution is called degenerate basic feasible solution. Okay, so write it near it or in the introduction part itself you can write. Okay, so like this problems, if it is getting, you will write it as it is a degenerate. So this is it is a degenerate basic feasible solution. Degenerate basic feasible solution. Why you are telling this as your basic feasible solution? Because your allocation here is less than with the allocation which you should have got. Why it is less than? Because in the same way, the supply and demand has got the same value, and you allocated two, instead of allocating 2 times, you have allocated 1 time itself. Okay, so that's why it is called a degenerate basic feasible solution. This degenerate basic feasible solution, I will give you the definition, write it down. Okay,
Ma'am, we
write that.
don't need to calculate the initial basic feasible solution, ma'am.
You have to find out. I'm just telling you, you have to write this also. You have to write it as a degenerate basic feasible solution. Then you have to find out your initial basic feasible solution. Okay.
Okay.
As usual, you have to find out that only. But till now, you were finding out you had the allocation same. Okay, so you did it directly. Okay, that if it is the same, then it is called a non-degenerate basic feasible solution. That is the point which I didn't tell you. Okay, so you will make a note of it. Okay, this if it is less than your number of allocation, which is the formula, then it is called your degenerate basic feasible solution. If it is equal, okay, a number of allocation, if it is equal, then it is called a non-degenerate, non. Okay, till yesterday, whatever we did, that problems are all non-degenerate basic feasible solution because we had your number of allocation equal to your allocations which we have got. Okay, that is called your non-degenerate basic feasible solution. If it is less than your number of allocation which we are using in that formula n plus n minus 1, then it is called a degenerate basic feasible solution. Okay. After that, as usual, what you are doing, you will do the same. You will multiply and get your value. So you will be having 11 into, so it will be 330 plus 400 plus 16 paisa what? 16 paisa, 80, 35 into 2700 plus 360 plus 0. Initial basic feasible solution, as usual, how you'll find the same thing only you'll find. Only difference is here the allocation is less. Okay, when it is less, it is called a degenerate basic feasible solution. If it is equal, it is a non-degenerate basic feasible solution. Okay, make a note and keep. In your MCQ pattern question, they can ask you, what is a non-degenerate basic feasible solution? If your number of allocation is equal to your m plus n minus 1, it is a non-degenerate basic feasible solution. If it is less than your number of allocation, that is your m plus n minus 1, then it is a degenerate basic feasible solution. Okay. Now find the total. Find the total and tell me.
2,700, ma'am.
You're getting 2,700. Everyone is getting that. It is 567. This is only 80, ma. This is only 80. 16 5 are 80. Just check it. I don't think it is 2,700. Here it is 1,060.
Sorry, ma'am.
Tell me. Check and tell. It's 80 only. It is 1,060. 1,140.
Thousand 800, ma'am.
1,870. Correct. Because you will have 1,140 plus 330. 704. 1,870. Are you getting? No. So your northwest corner method, your initial basic feasible solution is 1870. Okay, the same way you will do it for your least cost method. Here now I will do your WAM method. Okay, because least cost method is easy only. You can do it by yourself. I will do the WAM method so that it will be easy for you. Least cost method, how you will have to do in your tabular column, whichever is your least value, you will allocate and find out. Okay, there also if you're getting the same value, okay, where in your supply and demand, allocate it, write it as it is a degenerate basic feasible solution, and then find out your initial basic feasible solution. Okay, now 1127.8. So I'm doing your third method, okay, your WAM method I'm doing. WAM method. For your WAM method, you have to concentrate and look. 20, 12, 8, 12, 18, 9, and your values are 30, 25, 35, 40, 50, 40. You have to have a balanced transportation problem. So I have put an extra column here. Okay, in the first itself, we have done that. The same thing I'm following it up here. Okay. So if you're finished with that, I will wrap that also because I'm going to write the difference. Have you all finished with your northwest corner method? Now I'm going to go into your WAM method. So in your WAM method, what you should do? WAM method.
Difference.
Difference you have to find out. Okay, you have to start it from your row wise. Okay, you have to see your least two values, find the difference and write it on the side. Okay, so first row, if you see, which is your least two values, 0 and 7, so your difference will be 7. Okay, here your difference is 0 and 12, so your difference is 12. 0 and 8, your difference is 8. Okay, your least two values you will start with. You will start it row wise, then the same way you will start it with your column wise also. So in your column also, least two values you will find out, find the difference. So here your least two values are 11 and 8, 9 and 11, so 3, and then 12 and 16, 4, and then 7 and 18. 7 and 18 means how much is it? 11. 11 is your difference. 8 and 9, 1. And this is 0. Okay. Now, what you'll have to do? The difference which we have found out, you have to take the bigger difference. Okay. Whichever is your bigger difference, that difference you will take. So when you see it here, this is your bigger difference. So this difference is coming from this row. Okay. In that row, whichever is your least value, that you will consider. So in this row, if you see, this 0 is your least value. For the 0, see your supply and demand. Whichever is your smaller value, you will allocate it here. So 40 and 30 we have got. So you will allocate 30 here. Okay, you're allocating 30 here. So I will cross over 30 and here it will become 10. Okay. After doing it, again find out the difference. Find out the difference. So when you find out the difference, now here your least two values in your first row is 7 and 8. So your difference will be 1. In your second row, 12 and 16. So your difference will become 4. Okay. And in your third row, 9 and 8. So your difference will become 1. Here now changes. So you will get the same value 3, 4, 11, and 1. Okay. So with the difference which we have found out in your second step, you have to see which is your biggest difference. So 11 is your biggest difference. It has come from this column. Okay. So in this column, which is your least value, you have to see. So in this column, if you see 7 is your least value. So for the 7, see your supply and demand. Okay, it is 50 and 35. So you'll allocate 35 here. You'll cross over here, and here it will become 15. Okay, so I've taken 35 from here. Since I've taken 35, I've minus 35 here. So it becomes 15. Again, go in to find out your difference. So first row, so you strike such a way that this is striked. Okay. So now you see 8 and 11 is your least value. 9 and 11. So 3, 12 and 16. So it is 4. 9 and 8. So the difference is 1. Here if you see, your values are 3, 4, and here it is 1. Okay, you will be finding out the difference only for the values which are not striked. Okay, so 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1. We will go on to your northwest method. So we will take the first value. So here, because two places we have got the difference to be 4, we will take this one. Okay, so here if you take, it comes from this column. Okay, so from this column, if you consider, which is your least value? 12 is your least value. For this 12, see your supply and demand. Whichever is your least value, allocate it here. Okay, you have taken it from here, so we will cross over. When you minus 25, what you get? 45. Okay, wow. So when you minus your 25 and 70, it will become 45. Now go on to finding out the next step, finding out your difference. So 8 and 11 are there. So your difference will be 3. 12 and 21 is there. 12 and 21. Find out the difference. 9, huh? Yeah. So your difference will be 9. Then 9 and 8, your difference will be 1. Okay. Similarly, here the difference will be 3. And here the difference will be 1. Okay. So in your next step, 3, 1 and 1, 9, 3. In that, your 9 only is your biggest difference that comes from this row. So in this row, this is your least value. For this least value, see your supply and demand. It is 10 and 40. So we will allocate 10 here. Okay, we have taken it from here. So you will cancel out here. This will become 30. Okay, you will get 30. Now again, find out your difference. 11 and 8 you have got. So it will be 3. Second row cancel. This will be 1. And here it will be 3. You have to write all the difference. Okay, all, you don't omit anything. You have to write all the steps. And here you have to find out the difference. That is 1. Now we have got 3, 1, 3, 1. Okay, so we will go on from this. So in this column, if you see, 8 is your least value. For this 8, see your supply and demand. Your 45 and 30. So we will allocate 30 here. Okay, we have taken it from here. So this will get cancelled. This will become 15. Okay, so all got over. So here it is. 8 and 9 we have got. So here the difference will be 8. And here it will be 9. And here it will be only 1. Okay, only this column is there. So 8 and 9. 9 is the only difference which is big. This is that one. You will see here and here. So 15 and 30. So we will allocate 15 here. We will cross over this 15. This will become 15. The only term which is left out is this term. So we will allocate 15. Here also 15. Here also 15. That also we will solve. Now if you check your number of allocation here, nothing is repeated. So you should have 7. Okay, your allocation should have been 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The number of allocation is 7. If it is equal to your number of allocation, that is your m plus n minus 1, then it is called a non-degenerate basic feasible solution. Okay, whereas here it was not equal, so it is called a degenerate basic feasible solution for your northwest corner method. For your VAM method, it is equal to your m plus n minus 1. Okay, when it is equal, this is, or it is a, you will write, it is a non-degenerate basic feasible solution. Okay, whereas in your last problem, that is when you, the same problem, you did it in your northwest corner method, that was a degenerate basic feasible solution. So this is the non-degenerate basic feasible solution. Then you find out your initial basic feasible solution. Okay. So you should write this. When you will tell your non-degenerate basic feasible solution, when it is equal to m plus n minus 1. Okay, the allocation. Did you understand? Then do it as usual. How do you find out? You multiply it. 7 into 35 plus 8 into 15 plus 12 into 10 plus 0 plus 12 into 25 plus 9 into 15. Multiply and add. Multiply and add. Tell me the final answer. Any doubts you've got? If you've got doubts, ask me. WAM method is very, very important. The full form of the WAM method is Vogel's approximation method. If at all in your question paper, they've just given solve the transportation problem. They've not given you any method, means you will do in WAM method. Okay, don't do any other method. You will do it in WAM method. If they're mentioning not responder method, least first method, and all they have mentioned in the question, then you find out that. Okay, if at all they're giving just solve the transportation problem, you will do it in your WAM method. Okay, well, now find out the total and tell me the answer. I have got 1160. Check whether you're getting that. 1160. Check whether you're getting. Very good. If you've got, start doing your least cost method with the same problem. See whether it is a degenerate basic feasible solution or a non-degenerate basic feasible solution. And then find out your initial basic feasible solution. For the same problem, do your least cost method.